Welcome to another Donger deck discussion with Seth Holocron from the Dongers of Runeterra. I hope your new year has went well. That's a good thing. We're now into the first week of January 2021. Let's hope COVID is a thing of the past and we can actually just get on with playing games and building decks and being cool and groovy. And that's what I like doing normally, even when coronavirus was a huge thing. And yes, it still is, and Wave 2 is horrible, but let us not talk about this. Let us talk about invoking, because invoking is not used enough. There you go. That's my hot take for the day. Invoking is not used well enough at all, and I have an idea that is going to use 37 cards from Targon, which people are saying is the most broken thing in Runeterra, and then the most broken landmark. And let us go to where we are at, and we will go in here. So I have two champions. One is Zoe. Hello, Zoe. The other is Leona. Hello, Leona. And we are going to invoke to win. That's essentially the premise of the entire deck. The entire deck. Mid-game, we are going to use the Grand Plaza. And in between, we are going to get as much stuff as is humanly possible from this deck, because it's an allegiance deck. Okay, so if I click up here, oh look, 37 Targon. The only three we've got is Grand Plaza. Both champions are from Targon, obviously, because the only thing from Demacia is the Grand Plaza. So what are we gaining by going the whole Allegiance Targon deck? Well, it's kind of cool. So if you think about using a landmark, specifically the Grand Plaza, as like a removal thing to get rid of other things, then you're brilliant. Okay, and if you can get to round 7 or 8 before like Ace-All comes down, or before the Field Rush decks get really going, you can set up something through Star Shaping and get a huge unit. So like the Immortal Fire, or the Great Beyond, or one of these big super dragons that you want, these celestial beings of pure evil. And then try and figure out how to win, and there's lots of tricks to make this deck win. So early doors, what are we doing? So we've got Leona, so obviously the Solari package is going to be everywhere, and let us take the Solari package. Now let me hit up here and see this, and that's very low for me, but this is much higher than normal for a very good reason. We have a brilliant win condition. Just playing this deck, you will kind of get to see what the win condition is, but this is a superb deck. Okay, so here's what we've got. Zoe, once you play 10 different cards with different names, you get to level her up. And then every single time that you put something down, whatever that keyword has goes to all allies, which is fantastic. Remember, this is an invoke deck. We want to be invoking. So we have Zoe at 1 as a 1/1, and Solari Soldier, which comes out as a 3/3 and goes back to a 2/2. So we have 6 cards out of the 40 we can drop round 1. That's good. In the 2 drops, we have 3 Hush to silence a unit. That's for later. And Pale Cascade, because it is brilliant. It is just a brilliant card. Super cheap, great spell, fantastic, nothing else needed. Give it 2/1. If you play it second, you get another card. The Shield Bearer comes out as a 3/6 for 2 mana. That's bonkers. And here's Starry Scamp. Now, I have put Starry Scamp in several Targon decks because Targon is kind of cool and you can get Celestial. Note that we are not running Spacey Sketcher or anything like that at all. But what you've also got to remember is what Zoe brings you. So she's elusive. If you hit their Nexus with Zoe, you get the Invoke a Celestial card that costs 3 or less. Once she levels, you get a Behold the Infinite, which is burst spell. You just invoke anything, so you can get absolutely anything, and Zoe is going to be your early to mid game. Then into the mid game, into the late game is going to be Leona, and the late game is Celestials. And that's pretty much where we're going from. So try and get as much out of Zoe as you can. But if you have a Celestial, either in hand or on your bench. This costs 2 less. It costs 2. You get it for free. That's brilliant. Okay, and she is class. She is a solid 2/2 unit. That is brilliant. For free. That's fantastic. Okay, so then we go to Solari Priestess, which is a 1/2, and you get a Celestial card that invokes a 4/5 or a 6 card from the heavens. That is really, really good. And the only other thing at 3 is the Grand Plaza, which gives you +1/+1 to your power and your health and challenger this round. And then you use every single time that you get a unit out, it gets +1/+1 and challenger. Now, can you imagine dropping, say, Zoe and then a Solari Shieldbreaker and then the Grand Plaza, and the next card that you play is a Leona, who now comes out as a 4/6 with challenger? Hello? Take out something massive. Take out something huge. And then install, because you will definitely daybreak. You will level Leona really quite easily. Zoe's a slightly wee bit harder, but not so much. But Zoe is rapidly becoming the most played of the new 3 champions that came out between her and Victor, and I've now completely forgotten the other one, Riven. So that's us, and that's the first half of the deck, and then. I did say it was like an invoke deck, right? So, that will invoke. That invokes. That's pretty good, right? And then we go Mountain Scryer. Is it an allegiance? So yes, apart from these 3, the other 37, you will get an allegiance, so you get to invoke, so you get another Celestial, which means your Sorry Scamp is even cheaper. But because it's just invoke, you can get anything that costs 0 to 9, which is just brilliant. And what you want when you're doing Mountain Scryer is something big, like something real big. Try and take the biggest, most meanest unit that you have, especially if you've got Zoe. If you can put an elusive unit down when Zoe's on the board, if she's leveled, everything's now elusive, and goodbye, you've just won. It's that good, unless they play Ruination and kill everything. But be careful. Depends on who you're playing, what regions they're from, and what color it is, etc., etc. But 9 times out of 10, if you can have a decent-sized board, please keep that in mind, a decent-sized board near the end, you're all good. So, 2/3 for 4, not great. She's 1/2 for 3, so that's like 1 extra for 1 extra, I suppose is okay, but it's all the invokes. That's what you're after. Invoke, 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 invoke. The new Solari. This is the Sunforger. Daybreak. Give me lifesteal this round. If you have got the Grand Plaza down and he becomes a 6/5, you hit anything that's going to destroy it, and you've just put your Nexus health back up by 6. And even if you don't, even if you just put this on defense, it's still 5. Trade well, keep it alive, and then you've still got a 5/2. Easy done, but still 5 into your Nexus, which is brilliant. And it's a fantastic addition to Targon, because it's just horrible. We don't have our beautiful Radiant Guardians. We're not, even though we're in Demacia, we're not using them. And it's a lifesteal 4/5 with tough. This is a one-off time, can be boosted with the landmark, but it's still a 5/4 lifesteal unit. That is fantastic. Now, what else do we do? So here is how we win. Get a pen, get a piece of paper. This is how we win. I'm going to come back to the spell underneath this. We're going full Daybreak. If you play this first, then you're going to get another Daybreak card in hand. That could be anything at all. Spell, unit, whatever. It will give you Daybreak. It's always Daybreak. That is class. That's really, really good. So yes, we're running 3 of those. And if you've noticed, everything is 3 of in this deck, apart from 1 spell. But here is how we win. Star Shaping will get you a Celestial card guaranteed to be 7 or more. So there's your big units. Late game, drop one of these, heal your... if you've got an ally that's about to die, like Raven, or a Leona that's about to die, you can heal that if your Nexus is in a good shape. If not, then heal your Nexus, grab your Celestial, and grab something monstrously big. If you get another one, you can do it again, But now imagine we've got like 3 or 4 units out, and then you drop one of your Celestials, you've now got 5 units on your side of the board, and it's your turn to attack. Star Shaping and Raven are the most expensive cards in this deck. They both cost 5 mana. So does the Trick card. I think this is brilliant. We're only running one, so you've got to be very careful about when you're going to use it. But it's at burst speed, so nothing can stop this. You silence 2 enemy units this round. If you can play this twice, they can't block. By the time you're getting to round 7, 8, and 9, if you can put down your unit on defense from Star Shaping, get it onto the board, and then drop anything here. A soldier would be brilliant. Another shield breaker would be brilliant. As anything at all, and get your board as wide as possible. And then drop this. They're silenced. If they have lifesteal, they can't do anything. If they have anything else at all, they can't do anything. They're silenced. But if you drop it as a Nightfall card, then they can't block this round. And if you're playing a Field of Rush deck that has managed to get it out early, or an Assault deck that is just not handy at all, anything massive that has been bumped by Shadow Wilds things, or so like an Ensure, or anything that you can think of at all, play this card second, and then attack, because you're going at burst speed. They can't block. If you're playing against anything big enough to kind of kill your units, block them. You don't need 3 of these. You need 1. This ends the game absolutely 100 times out of 100. If I have dropped this second, I have not lost. Saying that, I've only played 8 games with this deck, but I have won 7 of them, and the one that I didn't win, I did not see Moonlight Affliction at all. This card is superb. Like, brilliantly superb. But the way to win is invoke. So invoke your units. Invoke more spells, invoke more units. But at the end, when you get to like round 6, round 7, start thinking of your Star Shaping. Start thinking of getting that big unit down. You have probably leveled up Leona by this stage. You have probably, hopefully, got a few good things, but there's enough cheap things up here, like the Soldier and another Zoe, and the Shield Bearer and the Scamp and all that sort of stuff. You're guaranteed probably to have a Celestial in hand or on the board by this stage, so that costs nothing. You can go as wide as you can, and then on the attack, Moonlight Affliction. Take 2 people out. As long as you drop this card second or whatever, you are golden. Absolutely golden. And you only use this to win the game. My name is Sith Holocron. This is my Invoking Plaza Allegiance deck. I think it's really interesting. And a lot more fun than some of the other decks I've been playing. I've kind of been min-maxing quite a bit. This is fun. Is it any good? It's probably tier 2, maybe tier 1.5. It's definitely there. It has 2 brilliant champions. Let me know what you think in the pinned comments. Come join us at the Dongers of Runeterra Discord. That's in there too. As is, as you've just seen, the deck code for this deck. I hope you enjoy it, play it, respond back, all the good things. And if you enjoy our content from the Dongers of Runeterra, please like the video. It makes all the difference. You really don't know, unless you're in content creation, how much a like on a video helps us become a bigger content creator and much more visible to the wider world. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, take it easy. Dongers out.